Can we just get started off by addressing the elephant, or should I say the rhino, in the room? So many people ask me why I am obsessed with rhinos and what is the rhino mindset. Usually when people think about a rhino, they think about the large horns or the thick skin. But a lot of people don't know that when a rhino is laser focused on a target and it charges forward, we've all seen it, the infamous charge. The only way to stop the rhino is to take away its life. So to a rhino, what that means is death is negligible. If you treat decisions in your business, in your family, and in your life with that same level of intensity, figuratively speaking, that you're willing to die for your decisions, that's what allows you to be relentless, unwavering, unyielding, and dare I say, unstoppable. So if you're looking to have that unstoppable mindset, you're looking to charge forward in different areas of your life, whether it's business, whether it's life, whether it's your family, whether it's with your friends, I'm excited to go on this journey with you because this is not about me and it's about you. And if you've been looking to run alongside a rhino, somebody that can hold you accountable, somebody that can be tactical to show you proven methodologies to be able to grow, and more importantly, if you're looking to have fun while charging forward towards your goals, hurry up and click that subscribe button so we can get started and you can get to know me, but more importantly, I can get to know you and we can charge forward together. I'll see you guys soon. My name is Ali Zamani and I've gone from Persian refugee to dropout to serial entrepreneur. I've built over 11 startups and I've been in business for over 2 decades. I've been able to successfully sell over $1 billion of revenue and I've trained over 10,000 sales agents. But today's not about me, it's about you. And I'm looking forward to going on this journey with you. So I know you've been asking yourself, how do you build this rhino mindset? How do you become an unstoppable force in your life and in your business? Today we're gonna go through that. It's the 10 rhino rules, and I'll tell you, you definitely wanna stick around for number 10. So we're gonna get right into it. The first one is have thick skin. What does that mean? I think we all know what it means, but what it means in business is that you're not fazed by a setback. You're not fazed by a failure. You're not fazed by a rejection. You know, a lot of people look at the root word of fail, but there's 2 different kinds of definitions: failing and failure. Failing is a verb. Failing is okay. I'm a professional at failing. I've failed so many times in so many ways, I've lost count. Failure, U-R-E, that's a noun, that's a destination. So what you want to be able to do is it's okay to fail, but that's not your resting point. Like Bon Jovi said, fall down 7 times and stand up 8. You have to have thick skin to be resilient, to be able to move forward no matter what, regardless of the external circumstances. So if you've suffered a failure, a rejection, a setback, that's okay. It's not what happens that counts, but it's how you react. Having that thick skin allows you to stay grounded, allows you to understand it's part of the process, and lick up your wounds and move on. All right, rhino rule number 2, be laser focused. You know what's important is nowadays with the age of information overload and social media and the internet makes it very challenging to stay focused in a time like today. I think people are saying we have the attention span of a goldfish. So what that means is you probably heard that old adage, jack of all trades, master of nothing. What you got to focus on is mastery. The way you're able to get that is to have singularity of focus. You don't want to have shiny object syndrome. Don't worry what the internet tells you. With every entrepreneur and millionaire has 7 streams of income. That may be true, but they all started with one. So whatever it is that's important to you, that's what you got to be able to focus on. And when you have singularity, now plurality of focus, and you work towards what it is that you want, that gets closer to you. Just like that racehorse has the ability to run forward because it has the blinders on. Well, as you're charging like a rhino, you have to have the ability to have those blinders on. Let me tell you something. Rhinos don't go after everything. They're very specific and targeted with what they charge towards. Rhinos don't charge towards jackrabbits. So what you got to do is identify what you're charging towards and see whether or not it's worth your time and value, and you're willing to meet the demand of getting it done. You have to be laser focused in order to achieve your goals. Rhino rule number 3 is always, always, always charge forward, regardless of the circumstances, okay? Things went wrong, surprise, things always go wrong. Do you have the ability to compartmentalize? Do you have the ability to have a different perspective on your situation? Are you always looking at the 4 walls around you, or do you have a bird's eye view? The economy changes, charge forward. Your coworkers or your bosses change, charge forward. There's changes in politics, charge forward. The market changes, charge forward. The only one constant in life, in business, is change. So you know what you do when you're confronted with change? Wait for it. I think you know it. Charge forward. And that means that no matter what comes in your way, what type of adversity, you're able to move forward in spite of all these negative things happening to you. If you have a detour, which many of us, including me, have had in my life, just recalibrate, get back on that track, and charge forward like that rhino. That's the point. Now, I think a lot of people get a misconception that a rhino just charges all day. That's not true. And an entrepreneur doesn't charge all day. You might charge 10 or 20% of the time. The other 80 or 90%, what you're doing is you're preparing for that charge. So every time you charge, it's got to be executed, it has to be intentional, it's got to be prepared, and you have the ability to move forward. Rhino rule number 4, be audacious. Probably why the rhino has no known natural predators, because it has a very audacious type of energy. You can create that audacity in your business. I want to tell you a quick story. Jeff Bezos, when he started Amazon.com, was in his early 30s working at a hedge fund firm in New York and wanted to create an online bookstore and pitch this to his friends, family, and people he worked with, including his boss. And everybody told him that was a crazy idea. But the audacious few, the individuals that are exceptionally optimistic, but they're slightly delusional, he packed up his bags, got in his Honda Accord, and drove across country over to Seattle and started Amazon.com, which started as an online book retailer, eventually the #1 book retailer, and eventually became what we know today as the everything store. That happened because one individual had the audacity to make a decision. Be bold, okay? Be bold, be audacious, and whatever it is that you are looking to accomplish in your business or in your life, you can achieve it. The first step is you have to believe and think that you can do it. The second step is the harder part, and the easier part, you just do it. So you have to just think it and just do it. When you're thinking, you have to think about being audacious and making yourself stand out from everybody else. Because if your goal is to fit in, you're going to be like Tetris and you're going to disappear. It's only the audacious few that stand out. Rhino rule number 5, expect torpedoes. Does that mean expect failure? Expect problems? Expect uncertainty? You know what it means? It means that rhinos in the wild are hunted, okay? So they don't have any natural predators, animals, but they do have humans. They love the horns above that you've seen, and a lot of poachers in the wild go after rhinos. So you know what that means? That should encourage you to be alert, be sharp, be on point. Hope for the best, okay? Expect the best, but be prepared for the worst, and torpedoes will come. In life, in business, whether it's the failure of a friendship or a relationship or a business partnership, torpedoes happen. The illusion, the false notion that nothing will ever happen wrong in your life or business is the first problem. You have to accept that adversity and uncertainty and volatility and torpedoes are going to be part of the lay of the land. If you know that, that reduces your emotions, your illogical, erratic behavior where you're more grounded because you knew that there was the possibility of something going wrong. I get it. We all want things to go right, but sometimes they go wrong. So you got to be prepared for torpedoes. Rhino rule number 6, think big. What about the rhino yells out small besides nothing? You got to think big. If you're thinking anyways, think big. If you're working anyways, work big. If you're growing anyways, grow big. That applies to every area in your life. What you have to have the ability to do is see beyond where you are. You know, the best thing you can do if you're thinking big is act small. Think big, act small. Think big, act small. Think bigger, act smaller. I want to give you a quick story. Some of you may have already heard it before, but it's a story of the bamboo tree. In the ancient Shang dynasty in Eastern Asia, they would grow bamboo trees. And the process of how it would work out is you would have a farmer that would plant the seeds into the fertilizer and would have to take care of the plant every day. Give it nutrients, give it water, make sure it got sunlight. And you would think, well, what does it take? It takes a few weeks to grow into this big bamboo tree. Well, let me tell you something. The first year of growing the plant, there are no signs of visible growth. Second year, you would think something happens. No. The second year, the plant doesn't even crack the soil. Third time's the charm, right? Nope. Third year, exact same thing happens. We're in the home stretch. Fourth year, 4 years in a row. Can you imagine being the farmer that planted the seed for the bamboo tree and you've watered it every day, 365 days a year for 4 years and nothing's happened? Isn't that how business is sometimes? Isn't that how life is sometimes? Sometimes we're demotivated because we judge ourselves based on the result, not the activities, action, the effort that's put in. The fifth year, for 46 weeks, nothing happens. In the last 6 weeks of the 5 years, so think about what I just said. For 4 years and 46 months, nothing happens. Last 6 weeks, the plant cracks the soil and it grows to a record 80 feet in less than 6 weeks. Don't we feel like that sometimes when we see other people in business, other people on social media, other people that we look up to, and it just seems like things are happening. But what they did is they understood. Think big, like the bamboo tree, act small, water that every day. Divorce the outcome, marry the process. Rhino rule number 7, lucky number 7. Seize the opportunity. In Latin, they say carpe diem, which is seize the day. You have to seize the opportunity. You think a rhino finds a target, it gets laser focused, and it hesitates? When it finds out what it wants and what it's willing to do to get what it wants, it charges forward immediately. That's how business is. That's how life is. In fact, that's how sports is. A half a second too early or too late, you don't quite make it. An inch too far right or too far left, whether it's that shot, that ball, that stick, that club, like you don't get what you're looking for. So what you have to do is have the ability to know what you want and seize the opportunity. Don't hesitate when you go towards it. There's no hesitating in charging. Hesitation has killed more dreams than charging ever had. So you have to have the ability to identify, is this important to me? Answer all the questions. Who, what, when, where, why, how, whatever is important to you. Answer the questions. And if you deem that it's important to you, your family, your business, your life, one thing left to do. Charge, seize the opportunity, and don't hesitate. Rhino rule number 8, just like the rhino takes massive action, you have to have the ability to do that in your business and in your life as well. So what does that mean? Sometimes people get overwhelmed with massive action. They think they have to go incorporate a company and start a website and a social media page and a training system, process flow, or most people call it SOP, standard operating procedure, and all these things overwhelm us. We get inundated with information. By the way, infobesity is a real thing. That's the abundance of information. What you got to do is figure out a way to take massive action, and I'll add immediate action as well. If this is something you've deemed important, something that you want in your life to hang around, whether it's a few years, whether it's a few decades, or the rest of your God-given life, you have to take massive action immediately towards what's deemed important to you. Whether that's building your business, whether that's being a better spouse or a better parent, or anything in between, if it's something you're working toward and it's important to you and it's deemed a priority, you are obligated. It is your fiduciary responsibility to yourself to take action on something that is deemed important to you. Motivation is plenty nowadays. It's motive action. What is your motive behind action? No amount of podcasts or YouTube videos or social media pages or motivational memes will give you that internal hunger inside. You have to find your motive behind action. And like Nike said, just freaking do it. Rhino rule number 9 is plan your attack, but make sure you attack your plan as well. Here's what I'll tell you. Planning without attacking is pointless. Attacking without planning is aimless. You can be a rhino, but you can be running in circles. So what you got to do is properly be prepared. It's not about just preparing for a plan, then executing. Some people get stuck in the middle ground. A lot of people have a hard time distinguishing between these fraternal twins in business, which is preparation and execution. You have to find a middle ground, because if all you do is charge, you're not going to be moving towards where you want to be. If all you do is plan and prepare and you get creative, well, let me tell you something. Entrepreneurs only get paid for one thing and one thing only, and that is done. We don't get paid for ideas. We get paid for execution. But how do you execute? You execute on the ideas that you've already created. So the most important thing is, as you're gearing up to charge forward in 2024, the year of the rhino, the year that you make those aggressive vertical decisions in your business and in your life, make sure you plan, because proper preparation prevents piss poor performance. And make sure after you plan, don't just plan it, just do it and execute and attack your plan. All right, I'm so happy you guys stayed with me until Rhino rule number 10. I think I might get censored on this one, but that is become unwithable. What unwithable means is when you get to an ultimate stage of freedom in your mind, okay, which impacts your business, your life, and your family. And what that means is when you no longer care about the opinions of others, you're no longer doing things for validation. You're no longer on social media trying to focus on the appearance of winning, but you're actually out there winning in real life. You're winning for your family. You're winning for your business. You know, growing up, teenagers and even grown adults, I used to be one of them. I used to wear sports jerseys with last names of other grown adults on my back as a grown adult. Then I realized I need to win for my family. So you know whose opinion is important to me? The people I respect. My wife, my children, my parents, my in-laws, people I work close to in business, mentors, people that have influenced me in positive ways. I seek the respect, I seek the validation, okay? I seek the reinforcement from people that I trust and I care about, and because I show them respect, I've earned their respect. I don't demand it, I command it. You know, funny story, in my 20s, I just turned 40, but in my 20s, I cared a lot about what other people thought about me. Then as I got a bit older into my 30s, I quickly changed up. I kind of flipped the script and I said, you know what? Other people's opinions aren't important to me. I did that through the entire decade of my 30s. Now that I'm entering my 40s, funny but true, here's what I've realized. Nobody's thinking about me in the first place. You know who's thinking about me? The people that are important to me. The people that are priority to me. So unwithable is an attitude that the opinions of others, because you know other people, they're opinionated, judgmental, skeptical, pessimistic, negative. Here's a good thing to do. Next time you meet someone that's negative, introduce them to somebody else that's negative and run, okay? What you got to do is you are at the stage where you can build the circle around you. And what I've noticed is as my vision got bigger, my circle got smaller. And you can select who's in that circle. You adopt that mindset, that attitude, the Rhino mindset, you'll have this unwavering approach to business. You'll have this unyielding effort which doesn't give up. You'll have this unstoppable approach where things come in your way. Like, does a Rhino stop charging if there's a tree or a car or something obstructing its path? No, it charges right through it. That's what happens in life and business. Many things obstruct your way. You hopefully, through the coming weeks, months, years, and decades, I'm so excited to go on this journey with you so we're able to charge forward together so you can get the tools. That's the most important thing, getting the tools, but being held accountable to apply it. You've heard that old adage, knowledge is power. That's true in a certain sense, but let me tell you what's real power. Applied knowledge is power. Applied knowledge plus charging forward is incredible power. So if you want to get those superpowers for yourself and the people that are important to you in your life, I can't wait to see you for our next video. I'm looking forward to going on the journey with you. As always, make sure that you subscribe and I will see you very soon.